Welcome to Candid Conversations with Michael Scott.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Scott, and welcome back to another segment of Candid Conversation with Michael Scott. And when I was told that I was going to be doing this show, this young lady here was one of the people I said I definitely had to get on. Many of you may know her, Tisa Hardin. She's very involved in the community. And in about the last decade, she has been on a journey of her own. I came back here probably 12 years ago, and boom, next thing I know, tell them what happened.
Oh, is it 12 years ago?
Well, for me, it's been 12. You, it's been 9.
It's been 9. Yep. So for me, 2012, which was the date that I got diagnosed with breast cancer, that happened. And so just missed my mammogram. So just a plug for always get your mammograms, your yearly mammograms, ladies. That earlier that year in August, then I found a lump in the breast. And so diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma, which is one of the most common breast cancers, estrogen driven and hormonal driven. I was diagnosed, and there you have it. So
were you given any kind of odds? Well, first of all, a doctor tells a woman, you got breast cancer. Your first reaction when you heard those 2 words?
You know, it's always a shock, but for me, it wasn't really a shock. For me, breast cancer runs in the family. I have a maternal aunt that died of breast cancer, and I think my grandmother even had breast cancer, although she died of lung cancer. But back then, they don't talk about what you have and, you know, what you're dying of.
She just got the seed.
Right, you know, she's dying, you know. And so, but it does run in my family. I've had first cousins die from breast cancer, so it is genetically in my family. But I kind of knew in my heart, I think the Lord charged me to kind of let me know I was going to get breast cancer. So when I got it, I was like, okay, Lord, I kind of knew this because I said about 10 years prior to getting breast cancer to just a family member, kind of on a whim, you know, I said, watch somebody else get breast cancer and watch it be me. And I don't know why I said that or even what context I said it, but sure enough, it came into fruition and I wasn't surprised. So, you know, you have those moments and you ask the why nots. And so I asked it one time and I said it to my father and he said, why not you? And he was like, you know, like, you're like a perfect candidate. If anybody's going to have it in our family, you're healthy. You've always been a health advocate. You've always been out there talking about, you know, eating healthy and kind of basically a holistic living. And, you know, when I thought about it that way, I thought, you know, you're right. I have a platform. I have a lot of friends. I have, you know, I'm on social media. And it just made sense. It just all made sense.
I have a friend right now who is dealing with this and not getting very much encouragement from the doctors she's dealing with here, and eventually said, you know what, I'm just going to go up to the Mayo Clinic. And they said, fine. Did you find when the doctor said it to you, was there any final thing that you thought, I mean, oh my God, is this it? I mean, you know, what are my odds here, doctor?
Yeah. You know, for me, no, because I knew I was charged to do it. So I had a job to do. So for me, it was just like, okay, what do I do with this? How do I use this to do what the Lord wants me to do with it? And obviously starting Pink Lotus was the ultimate thing. But at that time, it was just, I just asked the Lord, what do you want me to do with this? And I just try to just trust him and just let him guide me through the process for me personally. But for most women, it is a big shock.
I mean, it seems to me something like that, you want to just go home and put the covers over your head and do 2 days at least of.
Yeah, you have your moments. You definitely have your, you know, why me moments and just, you know, like, what am I going to do with this? For me, I never questioned dying from breast cancer. I've never had that hopelessness. I've always had hope and just knowing that for me, I wasn't going to die from breast cancer. And what does this journey mean in terms of what am I supposed to do with it? And again, starting Pink Lotus and really just helping other ladies through it is my thing. I've always been an open person. My background is in counseling, you know, so it all just kind of came full circle.
Oh, that's okay. I noticed that on Facebook, on how you're reaching out to everybody. Let's talk. I told you on the elevator, you are my lemon to lemonade story. You took something that would just shatter some people or some women or men get breast cancer too. And I was so surprised how quickly the Pink Lotus came up.
Well,
now, how long have you been in remission?
9 years, September 7th, praise God.
Yeah.
September 7th. Just celebrated that a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, it's been a journey. I started out just first of all, again, another plug, you have to be women. I just want to teach women how to be their own self advocates when it comes to their health and really try to think more proactively instead of reactively. Just as African Americans, period, we are very reactive. We're just going to wait till something happens before we know what we should have been doing all along. We know we're overweight, or we know we've got diabetes in our family, or just some history of stuff that we're just poking the bear. We're just like, I haven't gotten it, knowing uncles had it, aunts have had it, brothers and sisters have had it, so that's you're just waiting for stuff to happen. So I just say be more proactive, know what's in your family history, know the genetics, and really just kind of those are things we can't avoid and we can't control, but how we handle that and what we do with that information we can. And so I have a lot of diabetes in our family, a lot of high blood pressure in our family, typical Black people stuff, right? Definitely cancer, and different kinds of cancer in my family. So I mean, we have it all. I think as Black people, we look at our genetics and our history enough, and our family history enough, we have a little bit of everything.
I did not know that you had a career or background in counseling.
Yeah, that's my degree.
Because I guess my question, do you reach out to a person who just found out they had breast cancer, or do they reach out to you as a group?
Both ways. I think I'm on social media enough, just kind of letting people know. I'll reach out to you, but a lot of times, either way, because it's hard really to reach out to be like, I have this going on, what can you do for me, or how can you help me, or whatever. And so I try to just get the referral from a family member, a friend, and I try to make the first call. I just want them to know that they're not here alone. And sometimes just what do you say to somebody? I got cancer, what, and so I just try to say, I know what you're going through. I know the shock of it all. If you just want somebody to talk to, just make a plan with, really just get some encouragement, Pink Lotus, we speak life, we speak encouragement, we pray over you. So we're just all just about your healing. And so holistically, we just try to meet you mind, body. So wherever you're at, but just know that you're not alone. And so I reach out either way. And if they call me, I definitely respond.
Now, you're also doing a lot of guest speaking to groups, aren't you? I think I saw that also.
Well, we do it all the time. If anybody needs breast education, we do that with Pink Lotus. I come and just talk about breast health. We have boobs from 12 onward, and nobody really talks about breast health. Okay. And breaking the silence about just talking about our bodies and accepting our bodies and getting to know our bodies is a big thing. And so getting to know our breasts, even in junior high, I can talk to junior high kids because, you get your period as a young woman, you start budding breasts. And as early as you can start learning about breasts and really preventive things to get breast, what are risk factors for breast cancer? That's what I'm talking about. What can you know ahead of time? So just be, again, proactive instead of reactive. Just what are risk factors? If it's in your genetics, how can you maneuver around those things, and just be aware of those things and the things that can poke the bear and set some of those genetics off.
I was telling you earlier about a friend, and I'm listening to you and I'm going, do women have to become more empowered on how they deal with the medical community when it comes to talking about your body? For sure. And that just leads me to why I started Pink Lotus. African-American women, we die 43% more than any other culture from breast cancer. Some of that, it's a accumulation of things. It is the lack of health care. It is the taboo for us not going to the doctor, just as Black people, we don't like going to the doctor, we don't like keeping regular appointments for things. So that, coupled with not having the insurance and the money to go, don't want to have the copay, all of those are a factor, but it's just everything. But also, we're not treated that well in a medical profession. Some of those taboos about us not wanting to go to the doctor because, of course, of our history of being guinea pigs and having all kind of Tuskegee and all kind of, and those are valid concerns. But also we have to just, the more information you get about what's going on with you, the more information you know about your own body to feed the doctor, because the doctor makes an educated guess. So as much as you can know about yourself, to give that information to the doctor is helpful to you as well. So yes, you got to be on self-advocate. You got to know what to tell them. You got to know about yourself, because the doctor doesn't know you. You do those long 3-page family history, and that's when they're trying to get to know you. And so basically, if you can
paint him a picture. And when I go in, I tell him, you have a lot of cancer, it's all in there. But if you can just express that you know your family history, and so how to help them help you, the better.
You know, I find friends of mine are startled when I tell them, oh yeah, I told my doctor that. Or I told my mental health therapist that. They go, why would you tell them that? I go, how can they fix me if I don't tell them what's wrong with the car?
All information. Yes, and you have to. You know, and that's, speaking of mental health therapists, that's another thing that we just try to get people to understand. Again, taboo with Black people don't like going to therapists. We don't go to therapy. We don't go to counseling. We don't go to therapists. All kind of taboos we have, right? So we don't let people know our business. You know what it is. You know how we do it.
Our mutual friend Joyce last night.
Right.
I said, oh, because I had gone to the therapist, and she goes, you've been going to a therapist since I know you. This is Joyce. How come you're still going? I said, because it works for me.
Right.
I can tell him stuff. Most people would be shocked. Also, what if I go to church every Sunday? You're going to tell me I can't go to church?
Right.
It's what works for me.
It works.
Yeah.
And a therapist is no more than a paid confidant.
Yes.
Paid, your auntie, your uncle, your girlfriend, or somebody.
With no judgment.
With no judgment. And really that can help you navigate those feelings. Once it's all out, it's like, now what I would do with it. And just help you put it behind you, help you move forward. Some people get stuck in the feelings or get stuck in the situation. A therapist just helps you move forward, deal with it and move forward. That's all they do. And people don't know how to do that.
In the starting days or the beginning days of your cancer, did you seek out mental health?
Sought out mental health. Again, another reason why I started Pink Lotus is there was a lot of therapy out there, white males, white females, and white males, especially white males. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, no connection there. You know what I'm saying? And so we wanted to create just a situation where there's like faces. And so Pink Lotus, we have a pool of Black therapists, and we work with people like Doris Moore at the Center for Holistic Development, who has therapists working there, and just try to plug us into people that we can connect with. And start removing some of those barriers for therapy, the insurance and that kind of stuff. We're going to start trying to get grant funding so we can just pay for you to go to therapy. We don't want any excuses why you can't get your mental together, right? Why you can't talk to somebody. And that's everybody. We all need therapy. Can we say that? We all need therapy. We all need therapy. We all need somebody to talk to at some point in time about some issue. That's all I'm saying.
A friend of mine just told me that she had her first hour with another therapist. I said, could you get a second hour? She goes, shut up. Everybody needs therapy.
Everybody needs therapy. I just think it's a good mental health tool. If you need to take advantage of it, that's all. We got to take our mental.
Pink Lotus is just in Omaha or Nebraska?
It is in Nebraska, but we are actually expanding. We have ladies who have started in Nebraska and have lived in other states. So now we're expanding to Colorado, and I got a girlfriend that wants to expand to Dallas. So the good thing about the COVID was we came together through Zoom, right?
Yes.
And so you can zoom in from any state. And so that give us opportunity to really just reach women from anywhere. We're a survivorship program. So anybody who's been through cancer, the journey starts really after your treatment. And so we're all about holistic living and just mind, body, and spirit, and just trying to address the total person. And so you can do that from any state. You can't really participate in like a cooking demonstration, but actually next month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're going to have another Wellness Hour of Power. And so this year we're going to focus on mental health. So we're going to have a therapist kind of do some fun evaluation, something where we can play a game as far as the mental health, but just kind of bring mental health again up to the forefront, just kind of introduce it again to people who just kind of trying to change the mindset about therapy and trying to introduce some referrals and resources that you can tap to in the community if you need those resources. We're also going to have always a cooking demonstration of something healthy. We always got, what we put into our mouth is a big piece of.
So October is breast cancer.
October is breast cancer awareness.
You know what?
Next
I'm
month,
going to put us out on a limb here.
Yes.
And I got Gayla looking at me over there. But I think maybe this is something
Wrap it up.
that we can all get involved with. Okay?
Yes.
Terrific. And maybe,
For sure. More to merriam.
Terrific. I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks.
I'm glad you're here,
me.
but I'm glad you're still with us.
Yes.
Because I got so scared.
That's grace and mercy. That's grace and mercy.
Yeah, because I remember you from your crazy days.
Still crazy, but it's okay.
Still crazy. All right. If anyone's interested in
Yes, if so, if you,
reaching
yes,
Pink
if you,
Lotus.
Pink Lotus, so we do have a location in the Wesley House, the old Wesley House. We're with Miss Tila Nichols, within Compassion in Action. The old Wesley House building is still where people, it's off of 35th and I don't even know, 2001 North 35th Street is the address.
Can they reach you on Facebook?
Reach me on Facebook, reach me on Instagram. We have a Pink Lotus Project page on Facebook.
That's what I
We
want to
have a
know.
website, www.pinklotusprojectne.org. So go to our website and check us out or give us a call or contact us through there.
All right.
Always donations through there as well.
Proof positive, men and women, you are not alone when you're going to be
Definitely
dealing with
not.
breast cancer.
Definitely
Okay. Thanks to our guest, Tisa Hardin.
Thank
I'm
you.
Michael Scott, and thanks for joining us for another episode of Candid Conversation.
Candid Conversation. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Candid Conversations with Michael Scott. If you'd like to make suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.